Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Peteman Reviews. Today we have the Transformers Seacon Jawbreaker. I call him Jawbreaker rather than Overbite because in the UK he was more commonly known as Jawbreaker. Certainly when I was first introduced the character in the G1 Marvel UK comics, it was Jawbreaker rather than Overbite. Both terms are accurate, but we'll keep using him Jawbreaker for this moment. This is the Commemorative Edition release. There's not a lot of changes between the Commemorative Edition release and the original, other than that the colour scheme, so the purple middle section, is a very similar colour to the magenta arms. So it's not quite the same, but it's much more similar, much closer colorisation. As you can see, Jawbreaker is loosely based on a shark. Loosely, in that there's not that many sharks you see with arms and legs. Now the arms do come off, like so, and the legs do fold. You can fold them that way, I guess, is probably the best bit. To make more of a shark figure, you can fold them legs like this to get a bit more out of the way to make a more streamlined shark. However, it's a bit of an unusual design. I can understand why they're giving him legs. It's so that you can actually stand your figure up without having to rest him on the ground. If you want to put back in the fins, they do just pop back in the holes like so. Jawbreaker does come with the usual gun accessory. Here we are. So this is also a kind of pinky magenta colour, and you can fit it to the robot. It won't fit in his mouth. Like some of the others, which frankly is a bit of a relief. It will pop underneath like so. It's a very, very loose fit, which I gather is fairly common on the commemorative releases, so it will pop in there, but it will probably pop back out. You can put it like that, but of course that's not how it's meant to be. It's meant to be like that, so the odds of you getting it in there to stay in there are fairly remote. So we're not going to keep trying. He also comes with the unique Seacon element of the Target Master. I just thought I'd show you the Target Master bit, because I don't think I have done before. So you've got the base stand here, which it occurs to me might also be used as a foot. This is the actual stand, but it's actually it's a gun, and it's a pretty substantial gun. So you could, if you wish, to make all your Seacons have massive guns as well that they hold. What's also noting is you've got the little peg here, which does fit into most common G1 Transformers. In this case, Smokescreen, Silverstreak could also have a huge gun as well. So that's just a nice little touch that I haven't really said before. That this is a bit of a more multifunctional device than it might first appear. However, for making the stand, you stick it like that, and then final the headgear, the helmet. It goes like that. So we'll start off in Target Master mode. What you need to do is flip the head like that, so you've got the base like that. I'll just get these out of the way. You can put them that way as well, doesn't really matter. And then you just need to get the fins up. He's got, now what's interesting, if interesting is the word, is you know the other guys that we've looked at so far had separate pieces which came down to slit in there. Jawbreaker does not, so you have to use his actual head, which is why I commonly refer to it as headgear, to put in there. So that's a somewhat unusual variety, and then his main gun. So you use this end this time, fits in like so. To make, there we are, your gun, your Target Master mode. Incidentally, Jawbreaker was the very first Seacon I had back from the G1 days. He didn't come with all his parts. He didn't have the fins, he didn't have these guns, he didn't have this, but he did have the headgear and the big gun. So I assumed that's how they came with it. I thought, really odd to have headgear, but there we are. I assumed it was battle mode or something, and you could argue it could be used as battle mode if you were being innovative with your characters, and the big gun. So to see them actually as Target Masters was something of a surprise when I got the Commemorative Edition pack, and it's something nice to see. I'm not quite sure how you'd use it. I suppose you could have them all as Target Masters, either independently firing or with one of the larger G1 Transformers firing them. And the idea is, as with the regular Target Master, I guess, as it's the whole robot that is the Target Master, it's meant to be more powerful than individual guys holding guns, in theory. Okay, so now we'll go back to transforming into his robot mode. Okay, so take the gun off. Fins go back here, so they're out of the way. This does actually extend down, like so. The tail fingers there, head back up, and there we go. That is our pretty small guy again, and then he just holds onto his gun. Again, he's very short. Thank God this comes out, otherwise he would be on the really short scale. So by doing that, it does give a little bit of height. He is very short. He's a bit better than the others, not perhaps height wise, but in fact the head's a bit further forward. This bit's a little bit less blocky, so it doesn't look quite as silly. What's also quite a nice innovation with this, not innovation, but just the way the transformation works, you can put it like that, and now his hand goes, but he's got two big claws to slash down on someone as well. So that was just a little bit of mid-transformation which I noticed. I thought, well, that's quite a nice idea. Height-wise, well, shrapnel dwarfs him again. In fact, I think he might even be shorter than some of the others. And I've just knocked the Silver Streak's gun off, but again, Silver Streak is just so much taller than his. And bearing in mind these are the smaller Autobot and Decepticons, and just how tiny the Seacon is. It's frustrating. I mean, I'm probably a little bit kinder on Jawbreaker than most because, again, of childhood memories. But he really is a tiny, tiny figure, isn't he? If I were shelling out, I don't know how much they were back in the day, but let's say 7 quid, 8 quid, 9 quid, 10 quid in today's money. Let's say about tenner in today's money. I'd be a little bit disappointed, to be honest. The detailing's not great. It's okay. I mean, it's better on him than some of the others, in that he has some moulded bits there, and the head doesn't look quite as out of place. But so if we zoom in there, it's not too bad detail, but it's just a bit small. Yes, you have the Target Master gimmick, which is a gimmick. It's not a bad idea. Give it its due, it's not a bad idea, but it's a bit of a gimmick. Of course, the Combiner is what sells it. You don't buy, certainly not a G1 toy, a G1 Seacon or a G1 Stunticon or Aerial Bot or even a Combaticon, which are probably some of the best robots by themselves. You buy them because they're combiners. And it's just as well, to be honest, because with all of the Seacons, they're pretty poor robot mode. Seek mode, yeah, it's unique. It doesn't really quite work. The fact that I can understand why they're giving them all legs, but fish don't have legs. It's a fairly fundamental flaw. And given that they've gone to the effort to give them Target Master stands, you didn't need the legs. You could just have them in seat mode bouncing on the Target Master stand, so it's like they're swimming in motion. But never mind, they've done it now. They haven't done it now. They did it years ago. I think the Seacons were 1986, possibly 87, but yeah, we're going back quite a long time here. Whoa, some 30 years. That's scary right there. So there we go. That is the Decepticon Jawbreaker, part of the Seacons, otherwise known as Overbite, and this is the commemorative release. Not a bad toy in terms of when you combine him, but in his own right, I'm afraid he doesn't hold up. He's perhaps better than Nautilator, but most are, let's face it. But yeah, in his own right, he just doesn't hold up, I'm afraid. I like the Target Master mode, but you know, if I had to choose between that and that, I'll go for that. Would you? Let me know in the comments below. Click on the other links and we'll see you in the next review. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.